Okay, y'all, so this is part two. Go back to part one to catch up, okay? So I didn't really mean it to be a part two, but I ran out of time. So here we go. All right, so it got to be some more messages that need to come through. Um, so basically, again, like adjustments are required. Okay, so this is why a lot of twin flames are kind of like now at this point of reflecting. You know, you can't move forward, you can't pass go, you got to heal this, you got to do this, you got to work on that, right? And it's all happening for a reason. So where you may be looking at it like it's delays, it really isn't. It's really meant to realign you, so that you guys can be able to move forward here, and especially like at least be on the same page. All right, now let me see. So what is it that Divine Feminine should be focusing on? Worthiness. When I tell you, I spoke about this in part one. It's like a lot of the Divine Feminines are, that's why it's like we really had to come to a halt. It's because we were not exactly recognizing our worthiness, right? We were still kind of stuck in the past here when it comes to our worth and what we deserve and all of that stuff, right? So let's read it. It says, stop hiding, shrinking, and playing small. Stand tall like the majestic sycamore tree. You are mighty. Life does not need to be perfect for you to embrace your own perfection. You matter. Worthiness is in your veins. Accept yourself now. Your birth certificate says that we need your overflowing magic, joy, and vulnerability. But most importantly, we need you. You are deserving and worthy. The beautiful parts of you that everyone likes are worth loving. The parts that you or others dislike are worth loving too. Your creator loves you unconditionally. So start to declare, I matter. Okay? So it's time for you to stop shrinking. And I feel like and I'm going to pull and we're going to see what it says. So as Divine Feminine recognizes their worthiness, how is this affecting or being mirrored back to Divine Masculine? The World card comes out. Things start to come full circle, right? They start to recognize their worthiness in their outer world, okay? The Page of Wands comes up. They start, embarking on a whole new journey, okay? They start shifting. And of course, you already know, or if you don't know, a lot of times Divine Masculine starts to shift more in their material world than in I guess you would say the oneness or the connectedness with Divine Feminine. Okay, so where you may be thinking, oh, we about to be this, doing this, working together, or even in a relationship, blah, blah, blah. Nah, it's not going to happen that way. It's literally Divine Masculine getting their external world in shape. Okay, so the more and more Divine Feminine does internally, it pushes them to bring some things full circle in their life, the external world, right? It's the same process. Like Divine Feminine has to do it too. We have to work on our inner. We got to work on our careers. That's our outer world, our relationships, things like that. So they're still going through the same processes. It just seems odd because we've already been through it and passed it. And it's like, damn, we still waiting. You know what I'm saying? Still waiting on these ninjas. But hold up. So let's see. What else is happening when Divine Feminine walks in their power? Roots of stability. So you start planning, you start grounding yourself. Okay? And that's good. And it's like the other side of it says roots of success. You secure your foundation, fostering growth and stability for a thriving journey ahead. So as you are planting yourself or grounding yourself in what nurtures your being, you start to establish a stable base from which love and your career can bloom. So you heard what I said, right? It's like, now we got to work on all aspects of ourselves. It's about us becoming whole. So you ain't just working on your inner self here. Your inner self is helping your whole outer world, your whole outer existence, okay? And so it's also, again, being reflected back to the masculines. But instead, it's like it works with them first externally, okay? Their karmic situations, karmic jobs, if it's karmic people. How else is this helping Divine Masculine? Yep, open doors. So it helps them to be able to start making plans. Okay, so that's even the Emperor. The Emperor is someone who has ambitious plans. Okay, they're always planning, they're always moving forward, taking action and taking charge. And so now it's like the masculines are will begin making plans. They'll begin charting their course, okay, especially with intention. So it starts to make sense to them, right? And it's like they start designing their future and what they think that they, or what they want their future to look like. They start to be able to harness that mystic power so that they can do it, right? So that they become the magicians, they become the high priests, high priestesses, they become the hierophant, you know, the same way divine feminine does, right? Goes through those steps. They have many options. So the doors are opening, and basically I ain't gonna say it's necessarily a test, but they still gonna have to make choices. Okay, they're gonna have to be able to choose what's right, and that's the part, you know, a lot of times where we all get caught up in. But as long as the masculine is staying in that Emperor energy, it shouldn't be no problem. Okay, and like I said, even if you're not on this part of the timeline as of yet, if you're doing divine feminine, your inner work is going to be reflected back to your masculine. Okay, so don't be resistant to the change. If spirit is calling you to work on something or to release something, do it. If you are being triggered by certain situations or something people may say or whatever, face it. Okay, don't resist it, don't run from it. Figure out what the hell it is so that you can heal it and move forward. All right, this journey isn't about you necessarily building this, you know, major relationship with your masculine, even though that can, especially that can be a part of your journey, but it's about you finally being able to manifest your own desires. You feel me? It's like we spent so much time of our lives doing what other people want, helping them to manifest their desires, living a life that we didn't deserve, or living a life that we really didn't want. You know, like, I didn't sign up for this, but because we're loyal, nurturing individuals, we stick to it, right? We hold our ground, especially if you're a Virgo, honey. Look, I know I'm a Virgo too. We loyal to a goddamn default, okay? But it's like now is the time for divine feminine to be able to fully shine and operate in their highest self so that they can be everything that they were called to be. Okay? So we're way more than just somebody's helpmate or partner, right? It goes way deeper than that. We're divine feminine, divine masculine. We're made in the image of the divine. We are light workers, and we're here, and we have a major purpose that has to go forth. And even though no matter how much you try to run from it, your angelic guides is going to find a way to bring you back to it, right? I always like to say we got free will, but free will ain't free necessarily, right? You gonna say, you can resist and say no and go do your thing, but guess what? God is gonna be on your heels the whole way until you surrender. So you might as well just surrender now, okay? But however, everybody, again, you got free will. You do what you want to do. But if you want to make your life easier, if you want to have a more blessed life, a more abundant life, hey, stay the course, okay? Everything will work out as it should. And remember to say to yourself, all is well, all right? All is well with me. I do love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I got to get ready to go. Peace out.